So let's start with today's chat show. Afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming in. We are in episode 3 of our chat with ASTEEL Group. Today in episode 3, we have Thony Law. He's a senior manager in operation. Myself is Dennis, and my colleague.
My name is Abdul Hafiz Muhammad Noor. I'm architecture lecturer at UCDS. Welcome to our talk.
And we have Thony with us.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Thony Law from ASTEEL Works and Berhad. So we are one of the ASTEEL Group company, and I'm senior manager operations. So I hope later you enjoy our presentations on our company and the product and services that we offer. So first of all, I want to thank Dennis and UCTS team for holding this online session presentation. So as it's a pandemic now, hopefully everyone can still enjoy the presentations, and we hope that our product and services will be useful for everyone here, as I believe it's not only UCTS students, and we believe that there will be participants in the industry, which are architects, contractors, and owners, clients. I believe all this will be beneficial to you. So I'll start to introduce our company, ASTEEL Works. So ASTEEL Works is part of ASTEEL Group company. So we are mainly specialized in aluminium and steel works. We have our brand, which is the Lumau Aluminium. So Lumau Aluminium is a division that we just set up this year to diversify into aluminium works. I believe everyone have heard of ASTEEL, then their perception should be ASTEEL is one of the biggest steel manufacturer in Kuching or Sarawak. But then now we are already diversified into aluminium works. So ASTEEL Works mostly we specialize in aluminium and steel works, those fabrication work, customization works. So we are not only selling products, we are selling products and services. Our product and services will be mostly focused on interior and the exterior of the building, as long as it's related to aluminium or steel. I will start with interior part of slides, those interior elements that we can offer, and we will slowly move into the exterior part of the building. So ASTEEL Works actually started on dealing with specialty works, steel customizations. We do a lot of steel customizations, like those very unique and fancy steel weldings, ornaments, art. And of course, you can see here, this one is so art clock. Actually, all this lettering is actually cut out from these steel sheets. So we have the water jet machine to do all this. We actually start out with this type of fabrication. And of course, steel furniture also, customized furniture. So all these art cuttings and engravings on the steel sheet is actually performed by our water jet machines. As you can see here, with this machine is capable of cutting a very fine cutout of the type of art that you intended to do. Mostly all of the art that you want to do, we can cut it out. So you can see it can go as fine as the photo on the top here. So the good thing about this water jet machine that we have is it's capable of cutting a lot of type of material. So the machine can cut steel, aluminium, stainless steel, and even glass, plastic, PVC, acrylic, polycarbonate, and wood, wherever to cut it. So with this range of material, I think that mostly all of the material in the construction industry already. This machine mainly to be used in cutting in a small volume materials, and those materials that you require very fine cutting, then you have to do for us. And we are only one of the few fabricators that have this machine in Kuching, and we are actually one of the few that provide these services only. So talking about interior, our aluminium works is quite related to the interior design. So this is one of the projects that we did recently. It's a new type of design promoted into this works. So this one is an aluminium kitchen sliding door. The frame is a aluminium powder coated extrusion frame. and it's actually covered with a translucent screen. So once you open the light of this kitchen, you can see the lights actually divert in a different direction, creating this type of translucent design and effect. So I believe this one is one of the latest trend. I think that is what we can do lah. And furthermore, we also apply this screen to the shower screen. And on the same property itself, we also did the steel cabinet racking. The steel cabinet, when mixture with the wooden cabinet, usually create an industrial feel of this property. This cabinet actually is made out of a steel hollow that is powder coated, and with the platform, we are using as the expanded metal as a platform to create this type of industrial feel and effect. Of course, the security grill door is going after the same pattern as the steel cabinet. We have a hollow powder coated frame and expanded metal covering. Of course, we have the house unit engraved into the door plate as well with our water jet machine. This is one of the latest trend we are doing. And of course, you can get us to design if you have any other ideas in order to incorporate steel or aluminium into your design, into your interior. Talking about interior, I think nowadays natural lighting is playing a very important factor. In order to attract natural light into your interior, you need to have a skylight roof. So there's a couple of skylight roof that we did on this. Skylight roof, we can use an option of an aluminum frame with powder coated finish, or you need to use a steel frames with powder coated of a galvanized finish for the roof if your roof structure is too big and require a lot of support to it. So for example, for this type, on the top right, the two photo, this one is using a steel frame to fabricate this skylight roof. And the covering option we are offering is laminated tempered glass, which is a glass covering option. And the second option will be polycarbonate covering option. So in the case that if the budget is not enough, you can go for the polycarbonate covering options. As a polycarbonate material nowadays is also very lasting already due to high manufacturing technology use and the quality control of the material itself. Polycarbonate can actually last as durable as a glass covering. And of course, polycarbonate can save you a lot of cost. In terms of the framing, you can reduce the size and you no need to do until very heavy duty. So that's a good thing about the polycarbonate covering. The top right two photo here, these two is actually a polycarbonate covering. And the roof we designed with a cutting of the perforated sheets in the flower shapes, and we fix it on top to create this type of flower patterns. Next, on the interior, of course, interior definitely all those standard aluminum doors and windows can do, and we can do in all sorts of forms like swing door, sliding door, folding door. Window can be in top hung, side hung, catchment window, or sliding window. We can do. So this one is very common. This is not new in the market already. Important is the workmanship and the material used. So of course, window we are still concerned is the glass as well. The glass thickness used, the type of glass. Emphasize on using tempered glass and not annual glass. Annual glass is used previously when they want to save the cost. So annual glass is quite risky to use because it actually breaks easily. Another thing we have is aluminium and glass louvers. You intend to cover up your area, but not covering all, limiting the floor or the air, then you have to use aluminium or glass louvers. So this one it actually attracts the air inside, but it gives you a cover up from the sunlight. So we have all sorts of aluminium louvers and glass louvers that can choose from. And of course, interior, and we slowly move into exterior. So we are doing this staircase glass railing as well. Staircase glass railing you can choose in between tempered or tempered laminated glass, and external glass railing as well. You can choose between tempered or laminated tempered glass. So of course, the best option is to go for laminated tempered glass, which is a double safety for you. So why laminated, I will explain later. I have a slide on regarding laminated and tempered glass. And now we move in onto the external part of the building already. So external part of the building, we actually provide a few options to cover up the building. So external part of the building is the first impression of your building or your company when people look at it. So it's a very important factor, and it's part of our scope also in designing, in building the internal part of the building to give you an attractive building. The first choice to actually cover up your external part of the building is using aluminum curtain wall. So aluminum curtain wall is a whole piece of glass wall cover up the whole building. It can come in a few forms, in a stick-way system. Stick-way system, there's a lot of frame in between the glass, then it's a stick-way system. And semi-unitized and unitized system is actually some sort of like IBS framing system, which we actually assemble the glass and the frame together in one form and bring it to site to install. So that is what we call unitized system. It's more on IBS. Further down, you have a frameless glass system. If you don't want to use stick wall or unitized, you can use a frameless glass system. And this one will actually cost you more because you have to use a spider system, and you need to erect the steel structure system to support the whole curtain wall. So for example, like this photo you see on the bottom left, you need a vertical structure system to support the curtain wall in order for your spider clamp to fix. Of course, the frameless glass is the most beautiful one. Of course, the design is very crucial on this, and you need to pay a lot of attention on this because this is quite a fragile type of system. And if you leave it to us, we will ensure that everything will be done in the correct order using the right material to do this. And the other options to cover up your building facade will be aluminium cladding. We actually have two types. So the first two types is actually solid aluminum panel and perforated solid aluminum panel is actually the same type of material used to cover up the building. Why use solid aluminum panel instead of aluminum composite panel? We use solid aluminum panel because we want to do perforation on the wall cladding. So you have to use solid aluminum panel. Solid aluminum panel means the whole panel is aluminum, made out of aluminum, is a solid aluminum sheets. Then you use that one as a perforated panel. Like for example, this on the second photo in the middle, on the left side, this photo, this one is a perforated panel. As you can see, if you want to create perforation on the building wall, in order to create a sort of pattern of the art, then you have to use solid aluminum panel. So if you are, let's say you are covering up the whole wall panel, like the one on top right and the bottom part here, bottom left, then you have to use aluminum composite panel. So aluminum composite panel is actually a core layer, laminated with both side aluminum sheets. The aluminum sheet is only 0.4 or 0.5 mm thick only. But the whole thing after laminated, after composition, is the thickness will go until 5 to 6 mm. So this is aluminum composite panel. So basically, aluminum composite panel, you cannot perforate the panel because once you perforate the panel, once it has hole, it will cause the internal part of the lamination to actually delaminate. Water will go inside. So do not confuse perforated panel and aluminum composite panel. So this is a brief introduction of the wall cladding. And this is a building that client asked us to look into and propose. So it's actually a very completely designed architecture building. It's a good thing for us. We can actually cover all these scopes, or all these our specialty. So for the first one, the scope one that we can do is frameless stainless steel glass roof. It's a stainless steel frame glass roof on top of this building. This one can be done by us. Scope 2 is a decorative screen solid aluminum perforated cladding panel. So you can see on the right side here, it's having a perforated aluminum cladding panel. And on scope 3 is a decorative panel. It's a decorative panel is like in a diagonal shape that is bended. So it actually give you the effect of the 3D effect. So and strips solid aluminum cladding feature. The strip is something like a column. It actually is trying to giving the effect of a column, but this is actually a composite panel. And scope number 5 is an external shop front of the building. External shop front means the glass on the front side of the building. And scope number 6, frameless glass tension cable system. The spider system is also used on this building. And of course, the external door, internal shop front, and glass railing. So all these elements can be done by us. And this project actually we design, supply, and install as well. So this is a typical scope of things that can be done by us for building facade. So additional info here on the type of framing, we use on wall cladding, for example. We can have basically is 3 types of steel. We have mild steel, galvanized steel, or stainless steel. Of course, if you want to be more economical on the buildings facade cladding, then you have to use a mild steel framing, but not stainless steel framing. Stainless steel is the most expensive framing. So all this framing can come in the form of square tube, rectangular tube, in the form of angle or pipe or flat bar. This one all depending on the design. In order not to confuse you, we can provide all this design, all this proposal for you for your building. And of course, aluminium extrusion is also a framing, but this one is mostly used as a framing for the glass. So aluminium extrusion, we have a standard aluminum profile. This one is easily available at local manufacturer. And of course, we have custom design aluminum section. This one for project. This one if for project that is specific and high-end projects, then probably you have to custom make and import the material. So additional info for type of glass. This is what I mean by the glass information. So basically, glass is commonly differentiated into 2 types. One is a non-safety glass. We call it anneal glass. Some people call it float glass. So anneal glass and float glass is the glass most commonly used glass material without any extra production to it. So this glass actually is easily break. So anneal glass, when it breaks, it actually breaks into pieces that is sharp and long. So most common application is this one is used during our old house, or probably I think low cost housing is still using this type of application. They use mostly on glass louvers. Glass louvers is the glass louvers window that is used at the old house. And of course, for safety glass is the most common application nowadays. Safety glass, we have 2 types: tempered glass and laminated glass. So tempered glass, what is the advantages? Tempered glass is able to sustain a higher level of impact. It will not break easily. When it breaks, it actually shatters into small pieces, which is not as sharp as anneal glass. So this is the safety feature of tempered glass. But tempered glass will still break. Doesn't mean it will not break. and sometimes tempered glass may tend to break itself without any reason after you fix for like a few months or 1 year, it might still break. We have another company which is ASTEEL producing tempered glass. ASTEEL is offering the heat soak tempered glass. So what is heat soak tempered glass? Heat soak tempered glass actually is another process that we send the tempered glass that is produced to another oven. That oven will actually test the tempered glass whether it breaks itself or not. So how is it being tested? Is the oven actually heat up in a fast speed and actually cool down in a fast speed as well to test whether the glass break or not. So once the glass has come out from the heat soak oven safely without any breaking, that is considered a heat soak tempered glass. So it's actually can say it's safe to use lah. And another glass that we have is a laminated glass. So laminated glass, what is the advantages? Laminated glass actually depends on the type of glass you use it to laminate. Laminate is two pieces of glass put together. In the middle is a vinyl sticker frame to stick the two glass together. So laminated glass, you can pair with a tempered glass, then you will be very safe. So tempered laminated application is also quite common nowadays already. So tempered glass, when the glass breaks, it will, laminated glass, when the glass breaks, it will, the pieces of the glass will still maintain intact in the piece itself. It will not drop out because it is held by the sticker. So that's the advantages of laminated glass. But of course, if you want to be really safe, then you have to go for tempered laminated glass. So this is the additional info about glass. And additional info on type of finishes for metal. So basically, this one is a type of finishes for our framing for glass or wall cladding. So finishes for mild steel material, we have basically there are three types. The first one is a protective spray paint finish. This one, of course, we have to do it after a proper treatment to make sure that do not apply the paint if the mouse still have rusty on top. So you have to clear the rusty part first. And the second one is an epoxy powder coated finish for interior usage. You can use it as a decorative, like the furniture that we showed just now, or the cabinets, the racking, the doors. You can use the powder coated finish. But of course, exterior you can use powder coated finish as well. It's better than a protective spray paint finish. And hot dip galvanized is the best option. But I think most of the architects don't like hot dip galvanized, because myself, I don't like hot dip galvanized color as well. The color looks very shiny, and it's shiny, even shiny in a silver color. I think is not really that nice lah. But sometimes some application may require hot dip galvanized. So, but of course, you can always apply the spray paint finish or epoxy powder coated to a hot dip galvanized. But you need to do a pre-treatment to it. So, and for aluminium extrusion and cladding, we apply different type of coating or finishes to it. It's not like metal. So the aluminium extrusion and cladding, we can apply the anodized coating to it. Anodized coating is actually a natural anodized coating that is came in browns or red color. This one is actually using an electromagnetic production to actually create the paint finishes. And the second one is still same. Second one is powder coated finish. But we do have super durable powder coated finish for aluminium. This is an additional option which can last for exterior application for 10 years. And we also have PVDF finish. PVDF finish is the most premium finish for aluminum cladding. This one is PVDF basically is the type of paint that actually lasts in terms of the color fading. So PVDF paint actually color fading, it only fades up after quite a very long time. So that is the advantage of a PVDF finish. So that's all for the additional info. So I would like to introduce our other products that we have. It's just launched recently as well. So recently, I think planting is quite popular after the pandemic. So I think everyone is planting, whether in their own house or their own empty land. So what is the best option to plant vegetables without having to worry about the pest issue? The best thing is, of course, to build yourself a greenhouse. So the greenhouse actually is the cheapest method to build a covering, because all the material is actually designed in a very small size. Then we do have this preferred greenhouse available. If you are interested, you can talk to us. So actually a standard size for this is 6 meter to 6 meter, 6 meter width by 6 meter length. But of course the length you can always add on depending on how much length you want. One bay is 6 meter. The width, the first width is 6 meter as well. So we have all these accessories available. You can talk to us. So this is very easily and fast to erect. Let's say you want to erect yourself a greenhouse. And these are the completed units that we did. This one we erect for them and at a Petrojaya. And this is the sample unit you can see. And what you can see here, the greenhouse, actually the top part is covered by the UV sheet. So UV sheet is actually to prevent the rain from coming down. But of course you do have ventilation. You do have air ventilation because the side wall of this greenhouse is covered with netting. We'll cover up all this. So we'll make sure your greenhouse is actually sealed up. Then there's no pest can go in, and this one is actually you can dismantle, and if you want to relocate to other place, you can relocate. So that's a good thing about this. And of course, the planting system we do have as well. You can talk to us on the type of plant you intend to do. So I believe that's all regarding the product and services that we provide. So any question to ask?
For our guest participant today, if you have anything that you want to comment or you want to ask, you can just switch on your mic and do chat with us. You prefer to type it on the chat bar, you can do so as well. So we will read out your questions, and Thony will be able to explain further. Now, just to start off, I want to ask, there are 3 questions that I want to ask. Just a quick one. You mentioned about the heat sort tempered glass, right?
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to know, for our interior cases, if I want to use a glass top for my burner, the kitchen top burner.
Kitchen top burner, okay.
Yes. What glass will you be looking at?
Kitchen top burner.
It's very okay. I explain why. I bought a set of kitchen burner, the cook, and then it comes with the glass top. And after a while, the glass just explode. The glass explode, but luckily there is a sticker behind it. So I asked for the replacement of the glass piece. Of course, it is under warranty of 4 years, and it continues to blow out for 3 times.
Wow.
So when I was reading that label there, it is actually heat. It's not written as tempered glass, but it is somehow it is written as uh, I forgot the name, but it's not tempered glass. So something to do with a high temperature glass, something like that. So I'm just bringing it up for us to chat on this topic. What would you be thinking about? Because yeah, you need to last that kind of pressure, lah.
Okay, wow, that actually we had not supply or did any glass application that is on the burner actually.
Okay.
So all our glass actually is for, like you see, Mr. Fong had replied already.
Yes,
All
yes,
our
yes. I
glass
saw
is
that.
actually for decorative and curtain wall purpose. So we have yet cater for the electronic parts. So of course have to try lah. We are not so sure about this. Yeah. So sorry
No, no
cannot
problem. We have to
solve
now.
your problem.
Yeah. And then for your for your tinted the laminated glass, we understand that sometimes when you use it for exterior building, we need to do some tinting to the glass, right? And then some reflection
Yep.
tinting as well.
Yep. You can do some tinting, or we can actually do the tinted color for you on your preferred color for your laminated glass. We do have color option to choose from. We do have color option to choose.
And what kind of glass would you recommend for the what kind of coating finish will you be recommending if we are looking at a building at the seaside with high density of that salt content in the air?
Oh, on the seaside, that one
Seaside.
depends on how big is the glass.
How about the coating finish for the aluminium?
Of course, on the seaside, you might probably have to opt for the super durable powder coated or PVDF coating. Of course, if you said what type of glass to use, that one probably need to see the size of your glass, on how big the glass is, and what type of glass to use. But of course, I do recommend you, for extra safety, you use tempered laminated for extra safety.
Yeah. Mr. Fong replied there will be a full session on glass in the coming episode. This is great. Okay.
Yeah, I think that one will be done by my colleague.
Yeah. I think today's session, one of the very important, interesting technology that we have shared out is your water jet cutting. This is something that I find it very interesting. It basically the pro here is it actually helps to eliminate the laser burn kind of effect when you cut out panels.
Yeah. So we can cut material like glass, wood, as long as all the material in sheet forms we can cut.
And you want to mention the thickness, rough, give us idea of the thickness of the material that we are able to cut?
Thickness of the material like steel and aluminium, we can cut until 20 mm. And for material like wood, we can cut it in a thicker thickness until 38 mm. And for glass material, we can cut until 19 mm. Something like that. It depends on the material form. Like, for example, steel material, the material itself is very hard. So of course, the thickness that we can cut, can penetrate through, will be thinner. Something like this.
Okay. And you don't mind if I ask why should I, if I want to decide on how to do the extrusion cutting, I mean the cutting of the panel, if I want to choose between the laser cut or the router or the water jet, what is that? How should I decide?
Okay. I think if you are to opt for water jet cutting, I think probably you might have a high requirement on the finishing, on the cutting finishing, the cut edge. So you want the cut edge to be smooth, then you have to go for our water jet cutting. Then if you don't mind the cut edge, but you have a big volume of things to cut and you want it to be cut in a faster speed, then I think probably you have to go for a laser machine. So there's a differences lah. Actually, our machine will be on the fine side, a more fine side. But of course, the cutting speed is not too. It's quite slow actually, and cutting cost is quite high. But we give you a good finishing. That's the advantage of a water jet machine.
Yeah.
Because water jet machine, we have to use another medium of cutting besides water. You have to mix with sand, so we have to import the sand actually. So the sand is not cheap, and then the maintenance of the water jet machine is quite high as well, due to the machine is always needed to be we have to ensure it to be function in a very high water pressure. So once the water pressure is high inside, definitely some parts will be breaking down easily. So we're actually constantly changing the parts.
Yeah.
So that's why it's more higher maintenance, and that's why I think Kuching is difficult for you to find another second people doing water jet cutting services.
Yes, I do agree with you, because one of the earlier project that we did last time, we opt for the router cutting, and then what happened is after we do the router cutting, we have to get manual skill. We have to sand down the rough edge manually, and it takes a long time to do that. And then we have to, after sanding down, I think we have to use so many different grade of sandpaper just to sand it down, and then spray it. So if I believe that as interior designer, the final finishes is something that we always like to be perfect, you know, and just because when you do something like that, people will tend to go nearer and to touch on the surface and to look at the finishing. That is the part that we cannot stop people from touching the item when they see something so nice, so fine. So I think water jet is a solution.
Then I think it's best you go for water jet. I think it's the best option for interior designer.
We have to tell more people. Okay. So if we have anyone have any question to chat about? Okay, so we will go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. If we don't have anything, you can always just type your question again. Let me just go to the next slide. We will be... Okay, I would like to also use this time to share with you about the program that we are having in the UCTS. We have shared this in the first 2 episodes. This coming one, I will not elaborate further in this episode, but we will just introduce you to join us again on 15 September if you're interested, or if you have anyone interested who is looking for continuing their interior design. We have actually designed a special session for them, especially for those who have completed diploma. Now, myself, I was a lecturer previously and teaching a lot of diploma students, and we have quite a few numbers of diploma students in our states. And I believe this session will be very good for them. And there are a lot of diploma students out there with interior design as well. So if you are thinking of pursuing your education during this time, especially this is a time where everything is very slow down in the industry, and it's time for us to refresh our mind and continue your study. Do join us in this special session where we will be sharing with you how can you enter the program. And my HOP here, my beautiful HOP here, Aimee, will be sharing with you in detail, in great detail, what you need to prepare and how can you join the course, not from SEM 1, but we will have a few SEM, you can skip a few SEM, and how many SEM or how many subject you can skip is all up to our final evaluation. So you need to submit some documents that you have, including if you have been working for a few years, that is a plus point. There is always a plus point, and you can finish your degree faster. So do join us in this session, okay? So this is what I want to share with you. Share this slide. You can snapshot. You can share the QR code to anyone around you if they are interested to join us. Our intake will start this end of September actually. So beginning of October, the whole semester will start. So we welcome everybody to join us in UCTS. This is an interior design program. Yeah. So if we have no other questions to put forward, we will share about some of the upcoming slides, upcoming episodes. Perhaps Thony or Mr. Fong, you want to update us on what is to come next?
Next episode, I believe will be on flooring. Will be presented by my colleague Miss Chin. I'm not sure whether she's here or not, but the flooring is actually related to interior design. Because that one is a latest type of SPC flooring. I not sure you have heard of it or not. It was once previously people named that type of flooring laminated flooring. But SPC flooring is a latest type of interior flooring. So Miss Ching will be presenting on that. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Fong also share about in the chat bar, Tales of Tiles. This is a good title, Tales of Tiles. We will be learning everything about tiles. So I believe we have come to the end. So before we go, Thony, you have anything else you want to share before we end the line?
I think so far that's it.
Okay.
And thank you, Dennis and UCTS for inviting us to have this talk. And we also wish all the students good luck in their studies, or good luck in this interior design course.
Yeah.
And of course, it's a good thing to have Dennis as a lecturer who is an experienced person in this field. So thank you, everyone.
Okay. Before we end the line, I want to invite because we know that there are architects out there and designers out there, and even other industry players out there listening to us through the live or through the recording. So I would like to invite everyone who are designers, even engineers, architects, to also come to our show if you would like to chat about your projects, and then maybe you can update us what is the latest technology and how do you handle design issues in your work. So we want to use this Let's Chat session as a way for us to connect our students, our education industries and the practicing side the construction industry. We hope to use this channel to share with each other and to update each other what is the latest happening around our own industries. So let's use this, and we can, as what I mentioned earlier on, we can actually use make it casual, and you use this channel if we think you want to talk in other dialects or language. I think we are all open for that. So in the recording video, we might be able to, if we use other dialect, then I have to do a bit of translation for the recording part, so everyone understand what that other dialect talks about. Okay, so contact me. You can always find me in UCTS. Email me, dennis@ucts.edu.my. So you can email me if you're interested to contribute your topic. And sometime we will also knock your door and invite you to join us in Let's Chat. Okay? So until then, I think we've come to the end. So thank you for joining us today. It has been a great pleasure. And do register yourself again when we release the episode 4 registration list. Do key in one more time, because just to make sure that the password that you'll be getting through your email link is correct. Okay? Thank you. We will see each other again September 22nd, 2021, 2 p.m. All right?
Okay,
So
thank you
thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.